Hmm? Hmm. Like we discussed yesterday, I'll reinforce the same idea again. One of the ways for the seeker to stay alert is your daily introspection. I told you this yesterday. Introspect daily. Don't think one day I'll start doing this. One day I'll start introspecting daily. Introspect today. Start today. If that we do, the seeker can stay alive. Bhagavat, when you see Krishna, who is born to Devaki and Vasudev in jail, in prison, was taken and kept with Yashoda. Yashoda there represents devotion. Devotion to know the truth. Seeker is one who aspires to know the truth. One after another, attack after attack came. Putana came, first attack. Then different asuras came, one after another, one after another. One attack after another, one attack after another. You need to survive. What happens in us is, some asura would come powerful, our seeker would be dead. Again, sometime, somewhere we'll pick up, again the seeker is born. We nurture him for a while. Some asura would come, finished. Krishna survived all those asuras. Don't see Krishna as Bhagavan there. See him as a young seeker who survived. That way, attack after attack, survive. This is what I understood from Hunger Games. Powerful, isn't it? One after another, you need to survive. There are 24 people there. Some asuras were killed, some were sent away. Isn't it? But then you need to survive there. So if you keep that Hunger Games and keep that seeker, will not die. No matter what happens with the world, let the world challenge me with any kind of a thing, that seeker in me will survive. If that seeker in you survives, yeah. That way you see that movie, that any kind of a thing, that girl survived. So the seeker has to survive. How many of you are coming for the CamtraCon? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. You have great attendance in camps, retreats. Seeker is born. You understand? And so many things can come across. The seeker goes back again, back seat. Constantly that person should survive. Satsang is the only way. Either at home or in regular classes. When Swamiji passed away, Mahasamadhi, the next year, 94, 93 he passed away, 94 August, the first anniversary of Gurudev, we brought his murti, made in Mahabalipuram in Chennai, and it was installed in Siddhabari on his Samadhi. For that function, Another sadhu who was Gurudev's roommate in Rishikesh ashram, who studied with him, his roommate, Swami Chidananda, came there. He was the president of Divine Life Society. So he came there and we always look up to him, as a great... So one of the things he said, with so much of difficulty, Swami Chinmayananda woke you up. Don't go back to sleep. With so much of difficulty. Imagine to wake somebody, to put someone as a seeker, is not easy, like to get that going. So he says, with so much of difficulty, he woke you up. Please be, he straight away said, be careful that you don't go back to sleep. Basically what we discussed, the seeker should stay alive. We wind up or anything to discuss?
We're still trying to figure out our swadharma. We come across different things that we think we want to do. How do we filter through that?
See, from outside, someone else can't actually pinpoint. This is your swadharma. You only have to know it. So we have, like in this book also we have some columns. What are the things you should keep in mind, where you can verify, check, what can be your swadharma. So there are some exercises. What are the best moments of your life? From childhood to now, whatever you would consider as these are the best moments of my life. I felt absolutely inspired. I should recollect them. As a kid, I was absolutely inspired on this, and later I was inspired on this. So if I start thinking what are the best moments of my life, I would definitely pick up some 10, 12 incidents. These are the best. Now, I become aware. These were the best moments. This is one. Second, there were some times where you would have felt you were at your best. One is the best moment would be like I was inspired, let us say a meditation session when Gurudev was taking. That's the best moment in the world. And sometimes it would be like you were at your best. You must become aware of that also. What are the times where you were at your best? And from childhood onwards, if you see what are the things which kept you inspired? Below 10 years old, who was your role model? Who are the people you admired? Become aware. What was your passion at that time? As a child, what was your dream? Become aware. Between 10 to 15, who was your role model? This way, if you start doing those analysis, there is a possibility of a connect. That these are the best moments of my life. These were the best. I felt I was at my best in these areas. You will find some similarities coming across, inspirations. And from childhood, things which you admired the most, all that. Then, more or less, you can jot down at least 3, 4. In that 3, 4, if you have to choose one, which would you choose? Let's say I have listed down 4, and I have to choose of the 4 only one. What would you choose? In that, can you make your career? Rest of your life. We have some questions here. Which is that page number? Chapter 19, no? Yeah, got it. So here is one of the questions. If you can do any action or job every day for rest of your life without being paid or recognized for doing it, and be happy doing this, what would you do? Eating is survival. No, I'm saying, eating is survival. What would you choose? Because food would come to you when your body has manifested. No, that's the truth. So I'm not talking about basic needs. Forget that. Basic needs will come to you. When my body, which is the karma of my past, that's why the body has manifested, which is prarabdha, that prarabdha will take care of the body. I may be in the middle of the ocean, I'll get the food to eat. Right somewhere on top of a mountain, it will come to me. Because prarabdha has to provide for the body. Vedanta, okay. But so here is a question. If you could do any action or a job every day for rest of your life without being paid or recognized for doing it, and be happy doing this, what would you do? You can't answer it all of a sudden. It needs to be thought. It needs to be thought. What is that which will keep me happy? Which would I would, like this. So there are a lot of questions here that way which can make you think. Honestly speaking, from my experience, I tell you, these are the questions which you need to think. Like I started with, it's your life, what is the best thing you can do? I must have sat down with this question in our ashram in Siddhabari, at least for 4 days. Every day into the pine woods, I would go and sit and make my mind think. What is the best thing I can do? Then I worked out what can be my swadharma. Which like a thought, that kind of a solitude, cut off from various things. If you sit and analyze, one can find it. So these kind of questions, plus withdrawn, not influenced by anything else, you sit there, then one can find. What are you passionate about? Basically, that's what it is. Which that passion in you never dies. Which was there also as a child. And you saw now and then that coming up. Then in that field, one can choose. Perfect. Definitely. Because you would be so happy with your swadharma, you don't need anything else. You see, there are poets who were living below poverty, but so happy. There are painters who are living below poverty, very happy. They did not get much from the world, but their levels of happiness were so high. When your levels of happiness is so high, your vasanas will not be there. And if you're seeking God, and around the world you're also happy, there's no need for an urge to seek something outside. Naturally vasanas drop, and that urge with which you have come is also getting exhausted. That vasana which is yours, which you are born with, which is your swadharma deeply, that is also getting exhausted. Naturally a person will get elevated in life. Swadharma will take you very close to divinity.
Such a big burning desire. And we also talk about when you reach that perfect sattvic nature, then realization happens. But you have to be like the pure sattva. So sattva is also the whole calmness of mind, right? And then mumukshatvam is this burning desire. So I feel that it's necessarily a rajasic quality.
No. You first develop mumukshatvam, then the calmness of mind will naturally follow. That urge to know. Otherwise, you know what happens? We will become complacent on being a fine human being. We'll become very complacent on it. Wind up, man. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.